Is it just the first part?
No, it's both parts. Just because I play like some music.
Okay.
It has a lot of rhythm to it. So it's fun.
Where should I put this?
Wherever is comfortable for you. Yeah, I don't have to touch any of this stuff until a phone call.
I feel like I'm gonna take the gloves off.
We will now begin the test. Please take out your pencils. I got this.
Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing.
So
Right, less than 30 seconds.
Will you like point at me when I
Yeah,
click
yeah.
things?
knowhowtogo.org.
I've got what it takes. So do you.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Hello. The views expressed on this program are the views of the individual broadcaster and by no means reflect the view of Wesleyan University or the WESU management. This program may contain material not suitable for children or sensitive listeners. If you are offended by profanity, please tune out now. If you have questions about the WESU indecency and obscenity policy, please contact our board of directors at 860-685-7703, or you can send an email to wesu@wesufm.org. So, as I just said, you're listening to WESU Middletown, 88.1 FM. This is the late night format, reminding you to actually hand out candy on Halloween. If you leave out a basket, all the candy will be taken, as will the basket. Whoa! Haha! Oh my god. Okay, I was hoping that would be more recognizable in the 3 seconds that I'd give it. But this is Halloween. Hold on. As sung by Marilyn Manson. Hello, welcome to the late night format. It's our day before Halloween spooktacular. And I'm your host, Adi Slepack, dressed as Liz Lemon from 30 Rock this evening. And with me in the studio today, I've got the infamously villainous Dr. Horrible.
Greetings!
Actually, it's my friend Sarah dressed as Dr. Horrible, and she is such a stunner right now.
Yeah, I am.
The costume is really elaborate.
Thank you for saying that. It's actually comically large for those of you who will never see the YouTube video.
Which you totally should do, youtube.com/theCurliQtube. How does it feel finally being in the studio? You wanted to do this for a while.
It actually feels pretty great. It's kind of exhilarating being on the talking end for once as opposed to just listening.
Yeah. And did you picture yourself doing it in a white tablecloth?
Oh, 100%. In my head, it was goggles or nothing. You know, go big or go home.
Yeah. These goggles are amazing. No words can describe them. So, despite this being your first time in the studio, you're actually not new to the radio. For regular listeners of the late night format, this is actually the recently world-famous Sarah McCully who answered the $8,000 question on last week's millionaire-themed episode. Way to go.
Well, I do try.
And you succeed, my friend. And also, based on the costume, you're obviously very excited for Halloween.
Oh, obviously. I've already done the jack-o'-lantern carving and everything.
And the pies.
And the pies,
That's
too.
really
Apple
good.
pies this weekend, yes.
Nice.
They were a smashing success, if I do say so myself.
That was punny. There's a band called the Smashing Pumpkins. So yeah, we'll be talking more about our Halloween experiences later, and we actually hope that you guys will join in, but we'll let you know more about that later. But let me run through the usual motions that I do usually. If you would like, you can listen to this show online at wesufm.org or watch a video version of the show at youtube.com/theCurliQtube, and that's the word curly with an I at the end, and then the letter Q, and then the word tube. Complicated. This week's and last week's episodes will probably go up at the same time this week, and you should totally check it out because Sarah's costume is amazing.
It's true.
And mine is pretty great, if I do say so myself. As you could probably guess, uploading is kind of irregular. So if you want to know when the next episode goes up, you can follow me on Twitter at CurliQtube, which is just like the YouTube account, but without the. And you could tweet me with the hashtag #TheLateNightFormat, and we could chat a bit online. No one has taken me up on this yet. Do it, please.
Accept her challenge.
Do it. And with that out of the way, let's talk about some frightening Halloween news. Without a doubt, the most shocking news, holiday-related news that came out was that on Friday night, Juliana Hough attended a party as Crazy Eyes from the hit Netflix series Orange is the New Black. And she was heavily criticized for going in blackface and then apologized on Twitter the following morning, saying she didn't mean to offend anyone. Yeah, good job, Julianne Hough. But in honor of her socio-political faux pas, we thought that tonight we would count down the 10 most offensive celebrity costumes of all time, and shout out to complex.com, which we used as our main resource. So, starting with the more innocuous offenses, this, I think, Sarah and I were going through the pictures, and this was by far the funniest.
So, number 10?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll start the ball rolling. So number 10, Jay Leno and George W. Bush. Yes, that is right, our former president, as none other than George W. Bush and Al Gore.
Respectively. So they're sitting on the show with like horrifying masks. And I didn't really understand why this was offensive.
We found it more hilarious than offensive, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess because the masks were slightly baggy and creepy, it could be interpreted as like political slander, but...
Yeah, just the fact that the masks were like, yeah, what you said.
They're a little disturbing looking, I'll admit.
Yeah.
But I think a little
Worth it.
self-deprecating humor never hurt anybody.
Yeah, especially not George W. Bush. Refer to our disclaimer, Republican. Number 9 on our top 10 list this evening is Nadia Suleiman. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Better known as the Octomom. And she went as a nun and dressed all 8 of her children up as devil children.
Again, this was a little funnier.
Yeah.
For us anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there are the, like, sacrilegious undertones which could be misconstrued, but I feel like it was painted in such a light that it was a lot funnier than it was offensive.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, in the little blurb under the picture, they did say that more startling was the fact that her children were all, like, crying in the picture, and she was just, like, posing for paparazzi.
Taking a selfie.
Yeah.
All right.
So those are like the more innocuous ones. And now we have some costumes that can be seen as kind of vicious personal attacks on celebrities. At number 8, we have Adrienne Curry. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I think she was a contestant on America's Next Top Model, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, but she went as Amy Winehouse. But the kicker is that her Amy Winehouse costume was complete with her shooting up some drugs.
Yeah, which... Yeah... Like, that's just rude.
Yeah. Especially because I'm pretty sure at the time that she dressed up, Amy Winehouse was seriously dealing with a lot of bad drug issues.
Yeah.
You know, it was during her struggle. So it was just really mocking.
Yeah, and I feel like with all the stuff happening currently with, like, celebrities and stuff, like, every time it's blown out of proportion, like, it's just made that much worse. And, like...
Yeah.
They don't need that. Like, they're going through enough stuff as it is.
Exactly, and it's, you know, people go through enough turmoil as it is without people dressing up as them for Halloween costumes. Like, who even expects that
or,
to be
like,
a
in a
consequence?
flattering way. Like, fine, but, like,
Right.
not like that.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, and then number 7, kind of a more morbid take on it, was Bill Maher went one year, the year that Steve Irwin died, as a dead Steve Irwin, complete with a stinger in the chest and blood coming out of it.
Yeah, you've got to see the picture to really get the full impact of this one.
Now, I remember when Steve Irwin died, because I don't know if I watched The Crocodile Hunter, but, like, that, like, he was a
I definitely
figure.
did, yeah.
And, like, when he died, that was, like, the first celebrity that I can remember off the top of my head that I was like, oh
Yeah,
my god,
absolutely.
he's gone from this world right now. So, like, that was a huge deal for me, and I'm sure it was for a ton of other people.
Right.
And that's just really inappropriate. And coming from Bill Maher, like...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't understand why he would have thought it was a good idea.
Yeah,
But that's
I feel
just
like
me,
he's
I
a
suppose.
little more intelligent than that.
Yeah, you'd think anyway, you'd hope.
Yeah, for sure. Want to read number 6?
Sure, so now we're moving out of the category of mocking people's deaths, which is a category
Wait,
unto itself.
Why
Now
is it a category of celebrities? Come on.
we shouldn't have to go over this. But now we get to number 6, which is Heidi Klum as the Hindu goddess Kali. We're moving into offensive racial and cultural defamations and stereotypes. So not only, again, you've got to see the picture to really get the full impact of this one, but not only was her costume pretty sexualized, she also had a decapitated head with like dripping blood dangling from one of her arms.
Although it was actually pointed out to me that may be accurate.
Okay.
But just no. I feel like,
especially because Heidi Klum isn't Hindu.
Yeah, and she's not. It's not that she's like advocating any good thing. Like she pretty much just went to go as like a sexy Hindu goddess.
Yeah. Which
is kind of strange. In that similar vein, number 5 on our list is Paris Hilton going as a sexy Native American. This is actually really current with like the whole football team thing that's going on right now. So I feel like we can all figure out why that's a problem.
It kind of goes without saying, if your idea of a good Halloween costume is mocking someone's cultural heritage, you might want to rethink a couple things,
yeah,
you know?
Probably. Number 4 and number 3 on our list are actually pretty similar. We've got, clocking in at number 4, we've got Dwayne Wade. Whoa. That's a difficult name to say.
It is. It's all the W's.
Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade going as Justin Timberlake, and he went in whiteface and then colored all his hair a greenish blonde.
It's a little odd. Yeah.
But, I mean, personally, I find it a little funny. But, I mean, then the argument goes the other way as well. For at number 3, we have Bill Murray going as Jimi Hendrix in blackface, which is completely inappropriate, similarly to the way that Huff's costume was controversial.
Again, if you're thinking of dressing in blackface for Halloween, don't.
Wiser words. Wiser Halloween tips have never been spoken.
Take our advice, kids.
Kids, go to bed. What are you doing? It is late.
Shall we move on to our top 2?
Yeah, let's do the top 2 real quick.
Okay.
We've got what I think are the worst offenses, because it's not even just like making fun of an abstract idea. It's like a specific horrible thing that happens. At number 2, we've got Snooki, who in 2010 went as a girl on a milk carton as one of like the Lost Girl ads.
Yeah.
Like, 1, she did not come up with that idea by herself. 2, absolutely not. Just, I can't, like, why would I have to explain this?
The point of Halloween and costuming is to go as something fun and lighthearted and entertainment, right? And you can't really make fun of abducted and missing children. There is really no way to do that tactfully.
Because it's not funny.
No, it's not.
Not at all. Want to do number 1?
I would be honored to do number 1. That was a terrible drum roll.
And it's echoing now in the equipment.
But we come to number 1, Prince Harry as a Nazi, which I think most people might have been expecting. It's a pretty big deal. I think it was in 2005. But he went to a Halloween party with a Nazi costume on. Again, I don't think we really need to say a lot about this one.
And just as like that, like last hit of the hammer, if that's an expression, it is now. Like, not even is it just like a regular person kind of like doing that and being that disrespectful, but he is the Prince of England, which is like mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
What in your right mind would make you think that you can do that?
I'm curious as to what was crossing these people's minds when they thought, you know what would be a great idea for a Halloween costume? To go as a dead person, or a drug addict, or a Nazi. You know?
Yeah. Let's just stick to like
ghosts,
movie characters and television characters like we're doing.
Exactly.
And ghosts are always great. Classic tablecloth with the holes.
You can't go wrong with that one.
I've actually done that. It's pretty dangerous. Like, use a like appropriately sized cloth. Yeah, just keep it lighthearted. As the rest of the show is going to be surprisingly serious Halloween segment. Bet you didn't see that coming. But we're going to get back to the funny stuff now. We've got a great show planned for you tonight. Jonquil will be playing, with air quotes, of course. So don't go anywhere, and we will be right back. All right.
Cool.
So now we have about a minute and a half. We're
Okay.
running a little late.
Okay.
So we're going to have to cut
Speed
the
through.
scary movie thing
Okay,
short
that's cool.
a little bit. Do you want to switch the track? I'm afraid that ended up being like really incoherent. Just click. Yeah, and just go to Monster Mash.
Should I start playing it now? Or
No.
just go to it that
click,
way?
Click it and then like pause it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool.
I felt like, did it feel like distracting to you as you were?
The music?
Yeah.
Not really, no.
Like I'm worried about how it came across because I usually do music with no talking.
Right.
I think this will be a little lighter because it's
Yeah,
not
'cause it's
Marilyn Manson, which is ridiculous. Okay. Alright, we're gonna be on in a second.
Okay.
Right here on WESU 88.1 FM in Middletown. Acoustic Blender, where you can hear the roots and wings of American music.
That went so well. Okay. Hey, welcome back to the late night format.
Here on WESU Middletown 88.1 FM. I'm your special co-host this evening, Sarah McCully, also known as Dr. Horrible. I'm here hanging out with Liz Lemon, formerly known as a D Slepack.
I decided during the break that I'm keeping this new identity. This isn't fully a costume. This is what I would wear normally, and I'm just going to go with that for the rest of my life.
Sounds good. All right, should we get to the movie segment?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
As big movie fans here on the late night format, we thought we'd start a little Audible movie club where we'll share and discuss some movies for you to put on a list of things to watch that you'll never get to. So, as this is our spooktacular, I thought we'd discuss the scariest movies that we've ever seen. Sarah, want to get us started?
I would love to. I struggled when thinking about this, especially because when I was younger, pretty much any movie scared me.
Me too.
Like Ghostbusters. The first time I saw the movie Ghostbusters, I think I literally hid under my covers.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of pathetic.
I saw it for the first time last year.
Oh,
With
okay.
you, actually.
So hopefully we didn't have the same reaction.
Oh, we did. But
in all
I
seriousness,
could see how that could be scary.
Yeah, no,
for
it
a
was.
kid.
I think though that if I had to pick one, it would be The Exorcist. I know that's a classic.
You've seen The Exorcist?
I have seen
I'm
The
too scared to
Exorcist.
see The Exorcist. I am such a chicken. Like, literally, when I was a kid, the live-action Scooby-Doo movie gave me nightmares for about 2 weeks.
I completely agree. Those things were really disturbing.
It was horrible.
I know. I saw The Exorcist for the first time a couple years ago, partially because I heard that it was based on, a quote-unquote true story, as they always are, but that took place in my hometown in Silver Spring, Maryland.
Damn.
And I'm not sure if that made it scarier for me, because I knew that it was,
That certainly couldn't have helped.
No, it did not help. But, I don't know. It's really creepy. It's really disturbing. I tend to prefer scary movies that are more, psychological as opposed to gore.
Like Hitchcock movies.
Yeah.
I saw Strangers on a Train this afternoon.
Oh, interesting.
For my film class. I'm totally convinced that he is, the king of everything. Just, he's so good. But those are more, thrillers rather than,
definitely.
scary movies. I'm not afraid of Strangers on a Train or North by Northwest.
Have you seen Birds?
No, I heard that one's actually scary.
Birds is really eerie because it has no music. Absolutely none.
What?
Yeah.
Is it just the cawing of the birds?
Yeah, and the first time, I've only seen it once, but I didn't realize until halfway into the movie that there was no music. And it's really off-putting because
I'm
you
sure.
expect it so much.
That's so strange.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
Do you have a scariest movie of all time?
As I mentioned, I'm a real wimp, so the first two actual horror movies that I saw on purpose were The House at the End of the Street, which was terrible, and I saw Cabin in the Woods, which I wouldn't really say is a horror. It is, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's really campy, but in the best possible way.
People
The
who've
background
seen
music
Cabin
is
in the
making
Woods
me
would
laugh.
totally understand that.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant, and everyone should see it. So I guess the real scariest movie I've ever seen, would Knowing creep me out a lot. It's a Nick Cage movie with
okay.
aliens, and actually that was ridiculous as well. So I think the scariest movie I've ever seen is Cabin in the Woods. Which
Cabin
is
in the
not
Woods could be,
scary.
I don't know, Cabin in the Woods had a bunch of really good, jump scares,
So does This Is the End.
Yeah.
That was actually legitimately frightening.
I was surprised when I saw that. I went into it obviously expecting kind of a like a dude bro comedy. But
Yeah.
it was surprisingly
Alarming.
Yeah.
I was sitting next to our mutual friend Gabe, who is very
Yes, of
alarmed
course.
at loud sounds, and I am apparently too. And we were just like jumping every like 5 seconds because we couldn't handle it because we saw it in a really, really awesome theater. So yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any other shout outs to like horrifying
Shout-outs
movies
to-
before we're out of time?
Alien's pretty scary.
I will not see that.
Alien's really scary just because, I mean, it takes place in the middle of dead space. There's no possibility of rescue. I mean, the heroine played by Sigourney Weaver is completely brilliant, and you're rooting for her the whole time. But
Good.
it's really scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, another movie off the list of movies that I'm going to see. So, yeah, we're out of time. I had something. When we come back, Sarah and I will be reminiscing on our past Halloweens, and we hope that you'll join us. So for an opportunity to tell your story on the radio, stay tuned, and we'll be right back after these messages. This promo was like a minute and 20. Oh my gosh, I'm doing so well with the mics today. I haven't forgotten to turn them off once. Everything's going smoothly. This is great.
Okay, so when exactly do I read the disclaimer?
Whoa, are we already at disclaimer time?
Are we?
It's a little early. Maybe
Okay.
I'll like do it in the middle.
Okay.
So I'll just like at around 12, 2:30. I'll
Okay,
be like,
you'll do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we just gonna keep
Forget it.
Monster Mash on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, how do the phones work?
Don't worry about it.
Cool.
That will be all me. That's Stevie Wonder. Oh, we have a lot. Okay.
Stevie Wonder knows, and you know. Don't drive drunk. This message brought to you by
Oh my God, that's
WESU
excellent.
That's
Middletown.
hysterical.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, okay. Hello.
We're back.
Slight technical whoopsie. But welcome back to the late night format's day before Halloween Spooktacular. You're listening to the Monster Mash here playing in the background, right here on WESU Middletown. I'm 30 Rock's Liz Lemon, accompanied by the nefarious Dr. Horrible, who is actually my friend Sarah. It's getting late, huh?
It is. Past my bedtime.
Yeah, vastly. But regardless of how late it is, I feel like it's the perfect time to reflect on some of our favorite Halloween memories. And you listening at home should join us too. I have a bunch of discussion questions here that Sarah and I will be working off of. And if you have an answer to one or just a crazy story of your own to tell, call us and share it with the
We
world.
want to hear your stories.
We do, and so does everyone else in the Connecticut, Massachusetts area, and on YouTube, youtube.com/theCurliQtube.
Indeed.
So, if you'd like to tell us your spooky, funny, tragic Halloween stories, please call 860-685-770, and we can chat on the radio, if I can get it to work again, which I probably can.
We'll
I have
figure it
faith in
out.
myself. Liz Lemon can do anything. And there ain't no party like a Liz Lemon party, because the Liz Lemon party is mandatory. Please call us. So, let's get started.
All right.
Sarah, based on your costume and your enthusiasm over most things, I would say that you're a pretty big fan of Halloween.
It's all right, I guess.
Whatever.
It's pretty chill. I mean, if you're into that kind of thing. No, Halloween is absolutely amazing. Actually, last year was the first time that I didn't dress up or do anything like that, and it was really crushing, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was a really traumatic experience. So, I don't know, this year we carved jack-o'-lanterns, I made pie, I'm
That's
clearly
great.
dressing up, so...
Yeah.
Doing it
if
right.
not on the actual day, like you're a day ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
So what has been like your best Halloween memory thus far?
Thus far.
In your 19 years of living?
19 years of living,
Or
that is
20th.
correct.
This is your 20th year of living.
Wow. Oh, God.
Oh my, that's the scariest thing we're going to think about tonight.
Yeah, seriously. Like, ghosts and aliens aside, I'm not going to be a teenager soon. Whew.
Okay, back to good times.
Anyway, Well, my friends in high school and I usually came up with a group costume idea. And we went trick-or-treating until, like, it was way past the socially acceptable time for us to go
That's the way to do
trick-or-treating.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. We went as the Romanovs one year, actually.
You're gonna need to refresh my memory.
The Romanovs were the Russian ruling family at the time of the Russian Revolution.
Of course you did.
So there was Tsar Nicholas, of course, the second, I believe. We had Anastasia. We had her sisters, Olga. You know, her little brother Alexei. I went.
So cool.
It was probably the nerdiest thing I've ever done. I actually went as Rasputin, who was the family like mystic man. And if you're a fan of I think it's Fox animated musical version of Anastasia, he's the main villain who makes. Yeah, it's a thing. It's brilliant. Speaking of scary movies, actually, that's kind of a creepy one.
Really?
Yeah. But I basically dressed up as kind of a dirty old man with a beard and creeped people out, I think. I think people were just kind of disturbed by my presence.
Pixar didn't happen. You need to show me this later. That's amazing.
Maybe I shouldn't have shared this memory.
That's so great.
What about you? Any positive or negative Halloween memories, I suppose?
I used to be really big on throwing parties because I wasn't invited to very many, so I was like, let's do this myself. So I did a Halloween party, I think 3 years in a row, and one time, like, 3 people came. But after that, like, a bunch of people came, and we all got dressed up, and have you ever played this game where, like, I was really big into, like, organizing, like, group games and having everyone, like, cooperate with it,
Right.
and, like,
Yeah.
I was totally, like, that bossy, like, micromanaging kid. So have you ever played that game where, like, you have something in the center of, like, a package, and each layer of the package has, like, an instruction in it?
Oh, no.
So, like you'll pass it around, like, kind of musical chair
Yeah.
style, and then it lands on someone, and whoever it lands on has to open
Has
it and
to
do
do it?
the challenge, and it's usually,
Oh,
like, a truth
cool.
or dare type thing, or, like, it's, like, chug this entire tube of M&Ms, or, like, and,
Oh,
like,
man,
I wouldn't
that
do
sounds like a
anything
rough one.
ridiculous, because that was, like, middle school, but,
Right.
like, so it was... that was really, really fun.
That sounds really fun.
Until it, like, would all derail towards the end, because I would do it really intensely. Like, there were 15 layers to this thing. Like, it would be a 2-hour game.
That's impressive.
So,
That's
like,
dedication right there.
yeah, no one else had as much dedication as I did. They'd all get tired after a while, and not want to play with me anymore.
Oh, no.
Middle school. Back to happy things. So
And away from middle school.
yeah, seriously. Or high school. Let's not even. What is the favorite Halloween costume? Is Rasputin?
Other than Rasputin.
Was that like a top?
That would be up there, more so for the kind of comments and looks I got. Like, it wasn't the best quality
Oh man,
costume
you
I've
went
ever
trick
done.
or treating as
Yeah.
Rasputin.
Yeah.
What did the people say?
The people who got it literally couldn't stop laughing.
That's amazing.
But it was only like 2 people that got it. Everyone else just kind of, like, either sent me away without candy and, like, scolding looks, or
oh no.
was just like, okay, here's some candy, bye. So that was an interesting social experiment, I suppose. Probably the best quality costume I've ever done was Legolas, who was, of course, the elf from Lord of the Rings. I went as him in 5th grade.
You better have photographic evidence.
I
of
probably
all of
do
this.
somewhere. My mother, I'm sure, has tons of pictures of me. It was great, though. I had a bow. I drew on little, like, designs onto these sleeves, and I even wrapped, sounding like such a nerd right now, but I don't care because it was amazing. I wrapped, like, little crackers in leaves, and it was lembas bread. I don't know if you're familiar
No.
with Lord of the Rings at all, but it's this elven whey bread. Anyway, it was pretty dedicated. It was pretty detailed.
I think we both are like really intense about these sort of like ritual things.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's great. I was always really big on like having really last minute costumes. Like I
throwing
would
things
never plan
together?
ahead of time. I would just like go into my closet like the day before and like whip something out.
Yeah.
And I got to do it actually twice a year because I also got Jewish Halloween, which is
Ooh.
Purim, which has nothing to do with Halloween. It's like not creepy or anything, but
Yeah.
you do dress up traditionally as like royalty and like like kings and queens and whatever.
Cool.
But like my Hebrew school turned it into like Halloween part 2. So like I remember going as like a baby one time, like in middle school, and I just wore like footy pajamas all day. But I think one of my favorite things, so as I mentioned before, I did legitimately try to go as a ghost one time. Like I literally just got a tablecloth, put 2 holes in the eyes and walked around. It was so dangerous. Like, I just kept
Because you were
tripping over
tripping
myself.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
And I'm like walking in the middle of the street at night and like the holes aren't in the right places and like it's a really bad idea. Like if you do it, plan it at least 36 hours ahead of time so you don't end up in my situation. But the costume I think that I would say was my favorite just for like its sheer impracticality. That's what I meant to say. And like ridiculousness was I decided to go as a monkey one year. So I literally just dressed in all brown and then made a tail out of paper and stuck it to my butt.
I can see you doing that.
And it happened, and I went, like, I was in middle school, so it's like a little over when you're supposed to be trick-or-treating. It was like 7th or 8th grade. And I'm like walking around in the streets, like having this tail like fall off every 5 seconds.
Again, pictures or it didn't happen to D.
Do I have pictures of that? I think,
Somewhere.
I'd have to dig them up like real deep. I mean, it wasn't like an impressive costume. I don't think I looked like
A monkey.
a monkey at all. Like I just looked like a person wearing brown with like a piece of paper stuck to her butt. But like, it was fun for me. I like just that experience of like walking around my neighborhood, like keeping track of all the parts of my costume. It was like really enjoyable.
It was a highlight.
Yeah, for sure. Listeners, do you have a favorite costume you've ever done? Let us know at 860-685-7700.
Want to hear from you.
Yeah, last time I asked for callers, everyone was like, let's do it now. We can't wait. And now it's like,
Come on, we've got monkeys, we've got Rasputin. I know that one of you out there has got something that can top those, alright?
Probably. I mean, maybe not Rasputin, but like a person wearing a brown sweatshirt and sweatpants with like a tube of paper. Like, come on.
You can beat that.
You can, for sure. But in the meantime, while we wait for the multitude of callers to call in, what was your favorite candy to get when you were going trick-or-treating?
Oh, favorite candy. Well, I've always been a gummy person, I think. Like a sour candy person. Those like little mini packs of Sour Patch Kids were always great.
I never got those.
Really?
I don't think I once got Sour Patch Kids.
I'm so sorry. That's a shame.
My childhood was horrible.
I can tell you, though, the worst Halloween candy to get was those ridiculous, quote-unquote, fun-sized candy bars. I don't know who thought it was a good idea.
As opposed to, like, the big ones?
Yeah, to take, like, a delicious Milky Way and cut it in thirds and say, you know what's more fun than a lot of chocolate? Not a lot of chocolate. It doesn't make any sense.
It's good for you. That's what we're thinking about on Halloween. I did not get full chocolate bars very often.
I think I usually got one like every 2 years. And it was just such a sacred experience.
Yeah, it's a golden ticket.
Exactly.
I really always like this, like, going off of the gummy things, the, like, gummy SpongeBob, like, Krabby Patties.
Oh, yeah, I remember getting those.
Those were a personal favorite for sure. And I'm a huge fan of, like, Reese's Cups.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime I got, like, a peanut butter, right. Dumb people. So getting those was always fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. Anything with peanut butter and chocolate, you know? That's just a classic combination.
Yeah. Have you ever had a peanut butter Twix?
No.
You should do that.
Wow.
It's like a chocolate cookie, like similar to an Oreo cookie, and instead of caramel, it's a strip of peanut butter inside and wrapped in chocolate. It's probably my favorite candy bar at the moment.
I can imagine.
It's
like, that's already my favorite candy bar, and I've never even had one. Like, the description alone is enough.
It's pretty excellent. And as for, like, the worst thing I've gotten, like, I would just always get really upset when I got pretzels.
Yeah.
Like, I never got, like, apples or, like, razor, like, they'd always warn you about, like, razor blades and stuff. Have you ever heard that?
No!
Oh, no, I just
What kind of a psycho would do that to
They're
kids?
like, make sure you don't get razor blades in your thing. But, like, that never happened to me.
That's ridiculous. That's insane.
Wait, I hope that's actually a thing and that I'm not just, like, spewing Halloween lies.
If it is, I've never been more disappointed in the human race than to hear that there is a human being out there who's giving out razor blades on Halloween.
And there are a bunch of human beings who are giving out pretzels. That's almost as bad.
Yeah.
Come on. Splurge a little. Get some candy.
It won't hurt.
No. It'll help, in fact.
Yeah, of course. Brighten someone's day.
Yeah, for sure. And they're like, tried to make them more fun by like putting them in little festive packets and like making
doesn't
them in the
help.
shape of pumpkins.
Yeah.
Like I don't want pumpkins in my suitcase. I promise you guys that I speak English properly. I just get excited and then all the words like get jumbled up in my head.
We're getting so into this. It's a controversial issue.
It is. Pretzels. No.
Yay or nay on pretzels?
Let us know. 860-685-7700. Totally, you should call us. We're nice people. What?
The line 1 light is blinking.
Is it? Normally when the phone rings, this thing, there's like a light in the studio
Okay.
that will go like horrifically crazy. Maybe it's like not connected or something. That would be hilarious. If you see it blink again, let me know.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
still blinking.
Oh, really?
Yes, it
let's
is.
try to answer it then.
All right.
Let's see
Let's
what
do it.
happens. I'm gonna. Oh no! Good catch. Hello? No, no one is. Hello? Hello? Nope.
Well,
Is it? Yeah, this is set up correctly. The phone is on. All right. If you are trying to call and are not able to call, oh yeah, it's totally ringing. What is up with this studio, man? Hello? See, it blinks and then every time.
and then it goes off.
Whoa. Hello? Hello? Something's up with the phones, I think. Oh no, I'm actually so devastated right now. Why?
I know, this is so
did that
disappointing.
happen? Sarah, how about you tell the audience about your scariest Halloween experience while I fidget with the phone a bit?
Sounds good. I actually have a pretty good one. And I hope my mother isn't listening to this because I don't think I told her about this. Basically, I was going trick-or-treating, again, way past the socially acceptable time, with a group of my high school friends. And we were, going from house to house. This was not in my neighborhood, so I still don't know who this person is. But basically, we just started being followed by a random man in a mask.
Oh my god!
And it was one of those completely over the head masks. So there was absolutely no way that we could distinguish any kind of physical features about this person. It was never the kind of situation where we were legitimately in fear for our lives or personal safety, but it was just a little disconcerting. He was kind of following right up behind us. We didn't really know what was up with that, and we never did find out who he was.
That's really terrifying.
Yeah, it was a little disturbing. But
Hello?
you know what? No one died, and we were all fine. And after that, we went back and we watched The Shining. So that was significantly scarier than this stranger following us around for half an hour on Halloween night. So that is my scary Halloween experience. Hardly the stuff of legend, but there it is.
That's pretty cool. Like, I can't top that.
Reasonably
other than
significant.
going to yards that were scary and then having something pop up.
I do remember one time, I think I was probably 3 or 4 years old, there was a motion sensor spider that when we stepped into the porch, these lights started flashing green and a spider dropped on my head. And I was fairly traumatized. I don't think I went back to that house the next year or the year after that. Which might have been an overreaction, but for my 4-year-old brain, it was perfectly logical. Yeah, I don't know. My Halloweens, I feel like, have been less terrifying and more, pseudo-terrifying. Kind of desperate attempts on the part of me and my friends to relive terrifying experiences without actually getting to do it. I suppose. Do you have any terrifying experiences to share yourself?
I do have vague. Oh man, I have this thing in my house actually. I have I had a thing that we bought to scare people. It was a basket where the hand would pop out.
Oh yeah.
Or no, it was I have seen those, and those I would just find really amusing. But we have a skull in my house that will talk and just cackle
Kind of every time you walk past.
Yeah, motion sensor
Yeah.
stuff. I'm pretty sure that there was a house in my neighborhood that
Had those.
that had a really scary one of those.
Right.
That was scary.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little disoriented by this whole phone thing. If you are calling in and I'm not able to do anything about that, like, I'm really, really sorry, because I would
know.
love for you to call in, but I don't know how to do it. Let's, hold on a second. We're getting what seems like a call on line 2.
In the meantime, I think I'll introduce...
Hello? Nope.
Nope. Well, in the meantime, we had discussed this earlier, the classic moral dilemma that all trick-or-treaters will inevitably face. And that is, you are walking up to a house, the lights are off, it seems empty, but the homeowners have left out a basket of candy with a sign that says, "Please take one." What do you do? Are you the type of person who just shoves handfuls of candy into your, I don't know, pillowcase or something like that? Or are you the morally superior one that just takes one piece of candy? That is my question to you.
And my answer to you is that no one is the morally superior person, and if you say that you are lying. Okay, like, I think the nicest thing you could do is, like, compromise. Take 3,
Yeah.
maybe. Rather than, like, taking the entire basket,
Right.
which I solemnly swear I have never done. Have you ever done that?
No.
Do you take, like, a few, or do you actually listen?
Oh, I've taken more than one before, but I've never been like, oh, that's a nice basket full of treats that are left out for other people. I'm just going to take all of it.
Yeah, and, like, I had done that a couple times where, like, I wasn't around for Halloween,
Yeah.
so, like, my family, like, left out a basket of, like, those Hershey nuggets, which are
Right.
great. Have you ever had, like, a Hershey nugget?
Yeah, they're delicious. They're absolutely delicious.
Yeah, so we put out, like, the cookies and cream ones, and I remember specifically being really, really excited to put them out,
Right.
and then, like, they were just, like...
Completely gone
Yeah.
by the time you got back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See,
And, sorry.
I don't know, I feel like my house was different. We're kind of on a segregated block from the rest of the neighborhood, so we hardly ever get any trick-or-treaters. So inevitably there's one kid at the end of the night that comes, we've got an entire basket full of candy, and this, like, he's the luckiest person in the world because they just get all of it. Like, my mom would literally dump the entire thing into his bag.
That's it's like a jackpot.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
winning the lottery. Let's try it one more time. We have about 3 minutes left in this segment. If you have an awesome Halloween story to share, please call us at 860-685-770. That's 860-685-770. I'm going to do my best to... This is also partially an experiment just to see if the phone in the studio is working, so I know what to tell other people. But please do try to call in. We're interested in hearing your experiences.
We are indeed.
Oh my god! So you haven't been calling. Shame on you, you other people. But we're getting a call, so let me patch it through real quick.
All right.
Hold on. Hello. Hey, how's it going? Please don't curse, but you'll be on in a second. Oh my god, I hung up on him.
No!
Please call again. 860-685-7700. I just got so overwhelmed that I forgot to press the hold button.
It's been an exciting night.
Oh, man.
The irony.
The horrible irony. So while we have, like, this extra, like, couple seconds until this person calls back, please call back. 860-685-7700. Have you been on the internet lately?
I would say so, yes.
Have you heard of this ridiculous thing that everyone's doing that's, like, hashtag spoopy?
No.
It's ridiculous. I don't get it. All right, here's our caller again.
Hashtags.
I'm really, really sorry, caller. Hold on a sec. All right, so I did that, and now I
We are
got
back in business.
to do that. Caller? Hello?
Hello, caller.
How goes it? Yeah, tell us.
Okay. Okay. I was about to say. my goodness. That's terrifying. That's terrifying.
Aw.
That's also such
Wow.
I feel like that's such a sad ending to the story, too. That you didn't get to go trick-or-treating that year at all? Oh, okay.
That's cheating. I guess so. Mike and Ike's are pretty good.
Mike and Ike's are decent. No, you're totally right about that one.
I mean,
They're
let's not
not?
even get into that. Yo, they made it into two things called Mike's
and Ike's. What?
It's ridiculous.
I'm
I had no
offended,
idea.
personally offended by that.
I like heard about that and then decided to just ignore it completely.
One of those things that you just reject, like the Cookie Monster becoming the Veggie Monster.
Absolutely
That
not.
didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Yeah,
No, exactly.
right. Well, thanks so much for calling. What's your name? Hey, Jack. How's it going?
Nice to talk to you.
Before you leave, we're going to surprise you with a surprise Halloween trivia question from which you will receive nothing but the joy of potentially getting it wrong or the heartbreak of getting it wrong.
Or maybe some bragging rights. You never know.
Possibly. All right, are you ready? How much candy does the average person consume in a year, according to the National Census Board?
We're gonna go with normal person, alright? My ridiculous candy-eating habits are none of your concern.
Pounds, yes. This is like guessing the jelly beans in the jar. Like, point?
Oh,
2.
how exact?
14.2. Well, you're a little more than halfway there. The answer is actually 23.8 pounds.
It's higher than you'd expect. Maybe not for me, because as you've so generously pointed out, I have a bit of a candy-eating problem.
Well, I mean, that's the average, so maybe you actually eat more than that.
Well, that's disturbing to think about.
Well, Jack, thanks so much for calling. Have a good night.
And happy early Halloween!
Yes. Bye.
We lost him.
Oh, we lost him. All right, awesome. Well, we managed to take a caller.
Successful caller.
So now is a great time, actually. Let's end with our quick disclaimer.
All right.
And then jump right into some music.
All right,
So,
sounds good.
Sarah, would you like to read the disclaimer?
I would be honored to read the disclaimer. The views expressed on this program are the views of the individual broadcaster and by no means reflect the view of Wesleyan University or the WESU management. This program may contain material not suitable for children or sensitive listeners. If you are offended by profanity, please tune out now. If you have questions about the WESU and decency and obscenity policy, please contact our board of directors at 860-685-7703, or you can send an email to wesu@wesufm.org.
You have such a great radio voice.
Oh, thank you.
You enunciate very nicely. So we're going to take a quick, super short break. We're not taking calls anymore. One at a time, please. Or not one at a time, because we're not taking calls anymore. But the night's not over yet. After the break, we'll be hearing from Jonquil. So don't go away. We will be right back. So I guess no one was calling. I wonder why it
I know, that was
so
weird.
often.
Yeah.
That's so
I don't know what that was.
So I guess now that I'm over here, I'm gonna
Okay.
I'll man
That
this,
works.
and then we can switch back whenever we get the chance.
Okay.
All right, and we are probably gonna
Go
either
over.
only play 2 songs
Okay.
or fade out on the last
Cool.
one. So we'll see how it goes. Actually, these are pretty short songs. We'll see. Oh, we have another whole
This
1
message
minute
brought
thing.
to you by
Oh, shouldn't have done that.
WESU
Okay, whatever.
Middletown.
Alright, wait a minute. I like, do you know Lawrence's friend Noah?
Yeah, I do.
That's his show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And my friend Hannah.
Doctor to heal your
Which
broken
Hannah?
heart.
Ryan?
Or
Oh,
a certain
you know?
DJ
No,
to teach
I know a different
you how
Hannah.
to be smooth.
Actually, I met her,
Tune into Romancipation on
but I was
WESU
looking to get rid of a fun ticket for the
FM
city,
Middletown.
and like
You'll
I couldn't give it to any of my friends, so like
Yeah.
I
Do you
ended
like
up
post on
going-
West Edmonds or something?
Yeah.
Romancipation.
And so we met ahead of time.
Yeah.
You've got sexy questions.
And then we started
We've
being
got
friendly again.
sexy
She's a film major too.
Oh, cool.
Tune in
That works out
Tuesday
nice.
nights.
That's always nice when that works out, yeah.
1 a.m.
when we'll be dishing out the hottest dating advice in the greater central Connecticut area.
Romancipation. You don't want to miss it.
That's awesome.
Alright, we're gonna go right back in.
All right. Should I start?
Yes.
All right, welcome back, listeners. You are listening to WESU Middletown 88.1 FM. I'm your special co-host for the evening, Sarah McCully, better known as Dr. Horrible. And I'm here with the Slepack, who is the wonderful host of the late night format.
Aww. But it should be known that I will now only answer to Liz Lemon.
Oh, that's true.
And if you want to call me in the street, you should use the 30 Rock theme song. So, we've got a really special artist playing,
We do.
with air quotes, of course, tonight.
Right.
Sarah, you want to introduce
Sure.
your
Well,
choice pick?
I'm sure that this artist will come as no surprise to anyone. Kind of a classic choice when it comes to Halloween.
True.
Internationally recognized, tons of album sales, pretty iconic. I don't know, need I say more? One of the most iconic singers of our generation.
Probably.
Yeah,
So, let's get right to it.
let's jump right into it.
Let's enjoy some tunes. No, we're just kidding. We're not going to do that.
That was Michael Jackson, in case
October
anyone didn't realize.
Fools. No, we're not gonna cop out that much. I think we had enough Halloween tunes with Marilyn Manson's rendition of "This Is Halloween." Thank you for showing me that, Sarah.
You're quite welcome.
And Monster Mash. We're gonna play a band that Sarah recommended called Jonquil.
Yes.
Do you have an actual introduction for them?
I can do a brief introduction. Yeah, I think there's 4 of them. 4 dudes from Oxford, England. They're kind of an indie pop folk group.
Cool.
Pretty chill, pretty mellow, pretty catchy too. So, I guess without any further ado, here's their first song.
Enjoy. And we're off.
Sweet.
Alright, so now we have about 8 minutes.
That was so fun.
I'm glad you had fun.
Do you want to switch back?
Yeah. I think you could keep your headphones.
All right.
So that's it. Now we get to relax
Nice.
a little bit, which is nice.
Well,
Can pose for the YouTube viewers.
should we turn off the repeat?
Yes, please. Good catch.
And it'll just go to the next one, right? That was so exhilarating with the phone drama and everything.
Phone drama. That's so like. So that means absolutely no one wanted to call.
I don't know though. I mean, I don't know why it would have been blinking. If
It blinks when people call.
Yeah.
Oh, but why that was
No.
blinking?
Yeah. Exactly.
I have no idea.
Because I mean, I'm also thinking that since Jack was the one that called, like, there's no way that he didn't do
What?
that automatically. You know?
Apparently not, though.
Yeah. I don't know.
Cause like, I texted them like, could someone like
Yeah.
I texted Haley like, can you try to call at least so like I'll know
Right.
what's happening. So so she was like, okay, he's trying. What's the number? And I was like, have you not been listening?
We said it
just
5
like sleeping
times.
in my room.
Yeah.
On top of each other.
No, that was really fun. That one.
Yeah, it was a nice little discussion.
Yeah.
You're good at this.
Thanks.
I was right. You are very good on your feet. I am not as good on my feet. I get disoriented very easily. But hopefully that's something that'll come with time.
Yeah. I don't know, this is less intimidating. Things have definitely gone worse for me when I'm on stage, which is way worse.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And even when things go wrong here, like they seem infinitely worse
Yeah.
in here than
Yeah,
they do out
absolutely,
there.
absolutely.
Especially like we had music going in the background,
Yeah.
so it's not
It
even
was
like
fine.
even when we had like some blank space, like
Yeah.
it's not that big.
Not a problem.
And yeah, I really like this because I am like pretty introverted,
Mhm.
but like doing something like this where like I'm just like hanging
Yeah,
out
you have a
with
degree
friend.
of anonymity and you just
Yeah.
get to like chill.
Yeah, like my mom is like super excited about this and like, hi mom.
Hello, Mom. I think my mom's watching too, actually.
So like she'll keep like texting me like, oh my god, like you were so confident, like who are you? It was like, cause it's just like I'm hanging out.
You're just like,
with my
chilling out,
friends.
yeah.
Yeah, it's great. My eye is caught by this. I could not ignore it. What the hell?
Oh my god, I remember this!
I loved like mine.
Holy crap. That's hilarious.
Why is there a vinyl? Why does this have a vinyl?
That's so bizarre. I didn't think that was old enough that it would.
Well, I mean, it's pretty old. Like 2000 for sure.
Wow, God, I feel old.
Yeah, right? Finding Nemo, 2001.
What on earth is that bullshit?
It's ridiculous. Oh, I try to warn people ahead of time, but I always forget. Like, I will be doing this while we're talking because
Yeah.
I have to.
No, it's fine.
But yeah, it didn't seem like you were too broken up about it.
Nope, not at all.
You didn't need me. There was one that looked really funny. Bibbidi Bobbidi. Wait, there was one. Bob Hope Atom Bomb, ridiculous classic.
Oh, that just sounds great.
Yeah. I like this a lot.
I really like that.
It's nice. I've never heard of this band.
Yeah, I found them on Spotify. I don't know, Tom Hiddleston, I don't know if he, like, just tweeted one time that he was like, oh, I'm listening to this song. And I was like, I'm looking for new music, and it was this band.
A lot of the music I listen to comes from Josh Radnor, who did like a song of the day for a while, and someone, like a fan, like compiled
Oh, that's cool.
their
Like all of
on
them?
the YouTube thing.
So
Yeah.
cool.
So I just like listen to a bunch of that, and that's like the only obscure bands I know.
Right. Right. That's so funny. Like Mike.
I really like these two like white dudes that look like they're photoshopped in the background.
Who, I feel like these are like legitimate basketball players,
This
right?
is Bow Wow.
I mean, that's Bow Wow, right.
Remember when Bow Wow was
Was a
big?
thing. Was significant.
Wait, what
Culturally?
year? 2002. That is almost
Man,
12
second grade.
years
That's
ago.
insane. It's absolutely insane.
We are geezers. Alright, so we're gonna have to leave on this song.
Okay, that's cool.
So I think what we'll do is we'll let it run until 59 and then we'll do a minute outro and say goodbye.
Oh, are we gonna do the hoop thing?
Huh?
What about the hoop thing? Do you do that or do I do that?
I'll be like, do you have any last messages for the night owls at home and you can go hoops.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I totally forgot to rewrite this part. I hope I don't thank Hall & Oates for making it. Okay, 15 seconds. It's quite loud.
I'm so jealous you got a collar.
Sorry?
I'm so jealous that you got a collar.
It's just our friend. I pretended to not know him.
And then he made that joke about me eating candy and it became
Yeah.
clear that we knew him.
Hey. Unfortunately, this spooktacular is coming to an end. We are all out of time for tonight. Thank you so much to Sarah, or Dr. Horrible, I'm sorry.
Thank you,
for being here tonight in complete garb.
Thank you for having
at
me. This
3
was a
a.m.
blast.
That's amazing. Thanks so much to Jonquil.
Jonquil.
Jonquil. Oh my gosh. For making music. They make nice music.
They do make nice music.
If you like them, look them up or something.
They're on Spotify.
If you enjoyed the show, you can tune in next week, listen on wesufm.org, or watch on youtube.com/theCurliQtube. Sarah, you have a parting message for the listeners at home.
I do indeed. Hoot hoot. That is my parting message.
Way to go.
For the night owls out there.
And with that, we are going to sign off. If you're not going to bed, stay tuned for Call It Anything with DJ Skim coming up next. But I'm going to bed. So until next week, good night. We will see you. Not really. We'll talk to you next week. It'll be a good time. Good night. Sleep well. Happy Halloween. Not the smoothest transition ever, but that'll
That's
have
fine.
to do. Oh, hey! Self-deprecatingness. Goodbye for real.
Knowing what to do before, during,
I was wondering why it was so quiet. Damn! And I had just said earlier, like, I'm doing so well with the mic.
Your local office of civil defense is ready to help. Persuade your club, your church,
Should I grab your
friends,
computer?
and neighbors
Yes, please.
to help to learn to live.
Let's get the full costume.
Woo! Oh, wait. Gloves first. Let me put
Oh,
on the
true.
goggles, do the gloves and everything.
We'll give you a full photo shoot. Or video shoot.
I can barely see out of these things.
Why is this the
Whew,
most
there we go.
unfocused thing in the
Let
world?
there be light.
Oh my god.
There we go.
I think this is the best gender swap of Dr. Horrible I can
Yes, the
envision.
blonde ponytail really cements the look, I
It
think.
really does. Bye!
Having high school chemistry flashbacks with these goggles.
They look crazy from close up. Awesome. Bye!
Whoop.